Welcome to episode 1 of the Keep Shotty podcast. Myself, RawsKO, we're back.
Where's the red room?
Rebranding. Where's the red room? You know what I mean? Got red mic tops. But episode 1, brand new format, brand new show, brand new name, new locations you can see right now. And same old guests.
Oh yeah. But
back for part 2.
You may obviously have a few questions to where we've been.
Yes.
We've been everywhere. I'm no longer in the red room. Like, that's no longer, I don't own it anymore. Jay's been away in London, living life.
Yes.
I've moved back to Edinburgh. Like, so much stuff's happened in the last, year and a half.
Yeah.
That pretty much we were in no position to record anything. Never mind one podcast every, couple of weeks. So we're now back up and running. We've got a new show. We're going to have another couple of shows coming up, which will become clearer as time goes on. But you'll recognise this guy to my right, John Jackson.
Right? Yeah,
Yes.
to your right. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
To my right.
John Jackson, Braw Beard Oils.
Yes.
You can see, I'm loving it. And like, I'm loving the backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of branding.
The branding, like we've been forced. I got told to empty my bottle out into this mug.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
leave
we're
it at the
not-
door, mate. Leave it at the door.
It's the only reason that you
Yeah.
decided to do this
I
podcast.
have to drink it from this certain side, so it's always shown on the camera. Like
All-sided
we've
to be shown.
been well warned. But no, John's here again. One of our favourite guests from the last podcast.
Absolutely.
It's good to be
And it
back.
was only right that we got him back. Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Personally, the most feedback I got was from your show.
Oh, really?
Like,
Yeah.
most of my friends, a lot of them, they don't like, say, hip hop or anything
Yeah.
like that, but a lot of them have beards. I don't know why. I've just got my friends who got beards, and they became interested like straight away.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they said it was mad how something so simple can have such a crazy story behind it,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we are all about. We're trying to bring that and get those stories out of people. So Keep Shotty podcast.
Keep Shotty podcast. We agreed on that about 8 seconds before we started going live.
Yeah, and that's not even an exaggeration.
No, that's the truth.
Literally,
That is the truth.
it stopped us from recording.
It's holding us back. We're here. RawsKO flipped the tables over while we were about to start recording.
Nearly destroyed my laptop.
Yeah, but we're all good. We're here now. Episode 1.
So we want to have that same rough format as we did in the Red Room podcast, but we're going to bring a chat show to you as well at some point. Do you want to say the name now, or do you want to wait?
We'll keep it just now.
Keep it under wraps.
Keep it under
Okay.
wraps. It is coming.
So
Should be next week, a week after this one drops.
yeah, this one we're going to get to know the each guest, but we want to bring a lot of topics that maybe are out there at the moment. So it's not just learning about someone. We want to get their take on what's happening in the world. Is the last year and a half can tell you, like, there's a lot's happened since
Yeah.
we were last doing a show. So maybe the first topic we can talk about is I briefly talked about when I was doing the show with Prospect, and I was doing a film, filming a movie, and that film was called Outlaw King. I can talk about it now. This guy to my right was also in that film, and we actually had a day together on set as well, which was interesting, even though we were miles apart. And it was a riot scene as well, which is
It
incredible.
was awesome. It was interesting.
So first topic maybe we can talk about is that process of literally two normal guys being in a film, and how the whole process is from getting the part to actually filming the actual film.
This came after that you did the podcast, right?
This
So
came
you
after
already
the
knew each
podcast.
other and things like that. Okay.
So I can't remember if it was maybe me that messaged you or vice versa, because it was the beard advert in the paper.
That's right.
That's how we both got it.
That's how they advertised it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were looking for extras, guys with beards. They were looking for guys with beards to come along to the audition in Glasgow. And you had tagged me in it, and it was a Facebook post.
Yeah.
Ross tagged me, a few of my friends had tagged me, and I was already going to Glasgow to drop off products to a shop. I was like, I'm in Glasgow anyway, I might as well go to this audition. So I ended up being in the queue for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, were
It's
you
not all
that?
glamour.
Were you in that? Were you in Glasgow as well?
No, I was in Edinburgh.
You were Edinburgh.
Yeah,
right,
so I
okay.
got in out in 20 minutes.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I think I must have seen you on set, and I was like, I was in the queue for 6 hours. How long were you in it? And it was half an hour.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, so that's how I got into it, and then we ended up on the same set down at Berwick-upon-Tweed.
Yeah, it was mad. But you already had a day of filming as well.
Yeah, I done a film, a scene down at where was it? Seacliff Beach. Down there as a farmer.
Yeah.
It was cool. Aye.
See, the problem with John was that his beard was too good to have him as like a soldier.
I had to be like an old man in the back.
Yeah, he had to be like a farmer, or whereas me looked like the tramp I was back in the day. I was an English soldier and a Scottish soldier, basically on different days. I done about 30 days on the set. Yeah, about 30 days.
Jeez.
And we got together, say, on one of the days, and it was an 18-hour day.
Oh, aye, easy.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that how long it takes? So what, you're getting there at 6 in the morning?
I think it was earlier than that, wasn't
Really?
it? I thought it was about 4.
Yeah, so we went along to the audition. They measured us up, so they know what costume to give us. They then send you an email and a text to basically say, okay, you're due on this day on this set. Here's the address. Be there, and we'll get you up in costume and makeup. We'll stick mud on you, basically. And you were a farmer the first time.
Yeah, I was a farmer the first time. Aye.
So can you explain basically from when you arrived on set, like what your average day was?
Right. Well, it was quite funny. We were down at Whitekirk Golf Course. That's where they were using for the changing rooms. And I turned up in my van. My van's all branded, just like everything else is here. My van's all branded, and it said in the package there's car parking. Because I was driving in, I couldn't see the parking. It was just like white trucks and trailers everywhere. So I was like, fuck, I'll just park over here. So I was parked beside all the casts, lorries and stuff. It was all these white trailers, and then my van at the end. It wasn't until I was walking to the changing rooms, I seen the car park, I was like, ah, shit. But I just left it. And then went in, you went through makeup, get your costume on, they pat you down, throw mud at you and stuff.
That's no exaggeration. There.
No,
That's
it's true.
In more depth on that one. So what do you mean they throw mud on you?
So,
Because you've obviously got to look dirty if you're a
You gotta
soldier,
look
you're
dirty,
a farmer
aye.
or something like that, but they're literally just
Aye,
caking you in mud.
we got the makeup done. It's just basically a sponge
Yeah.
with whatever the makeup is. Dab your face and your hands and whatnot, and then you're standing outside. As soon as, just before you're ready to go in the minibus to go to set, they were literally throwing mud at you, like not for a distance, like, but throwing at your shoes.
someone with a paintbrush and a
Yeah.
bucket and like gloves on, and they stick in and they literally like flick it on you, and then paint your boots to make it look like you've been out in the mud for
Really?
hours.
Well, they were actually like scraping the mud out the ground as well, and hitting us with it. But so yeah, then we jumped to the minibus and off to set, and like we were on set for that one. I think we were on set for 5 hours, 6 hours. But the scene is like a split second.
Yeah.
You know, you see it in the film.
How much
But you-
waiting about is there?
Oh, a lot. You know what I quite liked about it though? What I genuinely liked about it? No one had their phones.
Yeah.
Because this was kind of the start of it. No one was allowed their phones on the set, and we were checked for it and whatnot. So you had to talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, it was brilliant. Just getting conversation and meeting new friends.
Everyone
mental
was
issue,
brand new as well.
Ah,
It was
totally,
good.
aye, everybody was cool.
Was there any guys that's their full-time career kind of thing? Is that
I think so. I met a few guys.
There was a
that
couple, yeah.
They just do extra work.
There was a guy from that Glow, you know, the TV,
so the wrestling one?
the Only Way is Essex, but in Glasgow.
Oh, the Glasgow one. Okay,
Oh, right.
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Goes a wrestling show.
Ah, I've seen that
on
show as
Netflix.
well.
He was an English soldier. Can't remember the guy's name, but he was like white teeth and all that, like shaven, like hair all done.
Yeah.
And they were like, "How's this guy like an English soldier? He's not believable at all." Eh?
Yeah.
So I think they just stuck him at the back,
Teeth gleaming.
teeth gleaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was like the? You said you waited for 6 hours.
Aye.
And RawsKO, you were half an hour. What was the actual process of that? Like, just go in, look at your beard, look at you, and say yes or no. Or was there a bit more to it?
There was a bit more to it, man. We queued for a long time, and I queued for 5 hours just to get in the main room. And then once you're in the main room, they sat you down. There was 100 chairs, and it took about an hour to get from there to back out the door.
Jesus.
So I can't remember exactly how it went. I think you went in.
You went and got your like small interview done first with
Yes.
your passport and everything like that.
Identification, your application form.
And I think basically that's where they kind of get a bit of a gist, because they try and get a conversation with you
Yeah.
to see, I'm guessing, what your personality's like.
Yeah.
And then they'll do all your identification, and then they'll sit you back down again, and then you go and get your picture taken.
Yes.
and then you sit back down again, and then you go and get your
Your
measurements,
measurements taken, and they ask you about special skills in that as well. If
Yes.
you can like play the drums or cook, or
Okay.
you know like village drumming.
What did you say?
I said I could ride a horse. Like I've done a bit of horse riding before. Like
Yeah.
I'm not very good.
Did they get you on a horse then?
Nah,
No, not.
thankfully. When I seen the horses, I was like, nah, I'm cool.
I'm
Well,
a drummer, so I just said I play drums.
Yeah.
And they kept you far away from the drums, did they?
Kept me miles away from the drums. I
End
don't
up
know why.
getting solo in the background. Like,
Yeah, but I ended up playing drums on my Shield anyway.
yeah.
Nah, that's class though. It's cool. It's stuff that you watch a movie, you're not thinking there's 8 hours to make that 10-second scene happen.
crazy.
It's
And
just
the amount of
insane.
people that's involved, like real people are involved in that. It's,
Yeah.
it's absolutely insane.
The bit that was most interesting for me, obviously apart from the filming, was I had to actually attend a training camp for fighting.
Did you?
In Greenock.
Is that because they didn't think you were hard enough?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So I went through there for the day, and they give you like a shield, a sword, axes, things like that, and you have to learn a routine with like lots of different people, depending on who your partner is. And I got landed with the worst guy in the place, like genuinely the worst.
giant.
No, as in like he didn't know what he was doing. Like you could tell him to do it, and he would forget it 2 seconds later. So there's this guy, there's other groups of people getting shifted on, like you learned it, and I'm sitting there like still with this guy, like what's going on here? Like you're just doing it wrong every time. And then because of that, I ended up getting like having to do more and more
Yeah.
until
He's making you look bad as well.
making me look.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was thinking, like, he's done me now. That's me done. Yeah, I can't.
That's you're a marked man. That's why you weren't allowed to play the drums, probably.
Yeah.
That was probably stage 2 of the training.
Can't trust him. Can't be trusted.
Can't trust him with a
Well,
sword.
no, but that's the thing, that was stage 2 for me. So like only half of those people got through.
Oh,
really?
okay, I see you.
So like I was thinking that's me
Yeah.
done, right? Thankfully, I got another email saying now you're through, blah blah. The other guy wasn't to be seen. What a surprise! So thank God, that all came through. They must have noticed that I was a bit, frustrated and everything like that. And so I was growing my beard for that whole time. You can literally see through the old Red Room shows.
You did have a big beard at that point,
Yeah.
did you? Yeah.
So if you go through the old shows, you can see the beard getting bigger and bigger until the DJ Prospect episode. That's probably, it was at its biggest, and I was filming maybe just after that. And that was probably the maddest part of it. It was a whole day of doing nothing but training with a sword and a shield. I was shattered. I was in no fit state to be doing that for a whole day.
Yeah.
Well, not even 10 minutes, not even a whole day. And by the time I got to the set, as you said, John, you're just sitting about in a tent waiting for your scene to get called, and then you get sent back, and then you get called out.
There's a lot of downtime, a lot of getting to know people.
Yeah, you got fed there. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was mostly like chicken stew and stuff like that. It was just
Related back to the time,
So, what was the most surprising thing from filming that you maybe didn't see from watching films? Is it the waiting a bit?
It's probably the amount of work that goes behind the scenes as well. That's kind of why I wanted to do it. It wasn't so much to be in the film, it was just to see what goes on, like, and get the experience. And just the amount of cameras and rigs they've got. You've seen a Land Rover with the big boom, or I think it's a boom stand on the back with a camera, chasing horses and stuff. Because down at Seacliff, they shot a couple of scenes that actually didn't end up in the film. So it was just cool to see how they shoot different scenes, different camera angles. And then when I was in the field, I had Tantallon Castle behind me, and I was just raking in the field. But they stuck orange posts behind me for the green screen.
Yeah.
Or for the CGI, not for the green screen, but to mark the CGI. So it was quite cool. I was desperate to see the film, to see how it changed.
And then I put that in.
No, they did. They did put
okay.
it in, but it's amazing because Tantallon's, where you're standing looking at it, Tantallon's quite a big castle.
Yeah.
But they shrunk it right down.
Yeah.
They changed it totally.
That's pretty cool.
And I was back at Seacliff last weekend, I think it was actually, and I was looking at that same scene. So I'd be in the field and then Tantallon in the background, and the fence posts are the same, but the actual gate, they've CGI'd the gate. It's a metal gate, but they've changed it to wood and branches and stuff. It's just amazing.
It's crazy.
The attention to detail on that film was insane. Like even the clothing, the footwear. We were at Berwick upon Tweed shooting there, and I was like a villager. We had crab baskets and stuff, but they had crabs in the baskets. Like just the attention to detail was insane.
Well, like the
Oh, there's,
live crabs.
there was a butcher
really,
there
yeah.
with like real meat and like, dead fish, chickens. You know, there was dogs on the set. You know, it was mad how much attention to detail
Yeah,
went
it
into
was
it.
very impressive.
So, would you recommend that your average Joe do something like this?
I'd recommend it. I'd definitely recommend doing it just to see what goes on and get the experience. 'Cause the thing is, like with Netflix and Amazon now, there's so many.
Things get made constantly.
Exactly,
like, all the time.
There's always new shows, new films coming out, and some people don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Yep.
So if you get the chance, definitely,
And they're going to
100%.
be doing Lord of the Rings prequel. They're filming it here in Scotland.
Is that a TV series? Is that getting filmed here?
Yeah, it's getting filmed here. Yeah, which is good.
Good beard by that point, man. I'll be in there. Man.
Stop shaving, man.
I went on to do Outlander. You know.
Did you do Outlander as well?
Yeah, done Outlander.
Yeah, what were you doing in that?
Lots
Just
of
the
stuff.
same stuff.
Kinda, yeah, but we had guns.
Guns?
So, yeah. You know, muskets.
I said
Cool.
one of my mates was like an extra on Outlander as well, and he was like a marketplace seller.
Okay.
And he was literally he was saying big budget. He said you actually seen it, been there. He said there was a guy whose job was they wanted to keep the fish looking fresh, and his job was literally just to like put water on them every 5 or 10 minutes, so the fish would, when they're ready to film, the fish were sort of moving, even though they're dead fish, or almost dead. And he said instead of filming it at a certain time when like there was a nice dew over, like fog over the lake and stuff like that, he said they were paying like thousands and thousands for fake fog to be like put in whenever they wanted it, instead of just getting there and filming it when it was naturally happening and stuff like that. It's like the money they were just throwing at it was crazy behind the scenes.
It is mad.
And that show never really. I don't know. Did you ever watch it?
I've never watched it, man.
Have you watched it apart from that?
Mad, yeah.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it not like?
I wouldn't watch it with your parents if that's what.
Oh really? No, that's. I wasn't even going to say that.
There's a lot of sex in it, a lot of gore in it.
Really?
Is it?
I did not think it was like that. I thought it was like a show for like middle-aged women.
Well, it's got that element to it, but that's for the sex scenes and stuff. You know.
Ah, okay.
It's like over exaggerated, kind of like heavy breathing.
Where is that filmed then?
Oliver, Scotland.
Is it really?
Yeah, just in Scotland here.
It's mad though how something filmed here about here has never really taken off here, but in America
It's
it's
massive
like
in
absolutely
America.
massive. It's
Huge.
huge. Like I remember I used to work in a hotel years ago when it first came out. It was all Americans staying there, coming over to do the Outlander tours and stuff like that, and I'd never heard it before in my life.
Just
at
incredible.
that point, yeah.
But you say well worth it to do it at least once.
Definitely.
Do it on your days off, and take anyone. So.
What would be your ideal extra? So your ideal movie or TV show to be a part of?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd like to be on like the Avengers or a Marvel film.
Class
something
A.
like that. I totally.
Did you not try that when they were looking for extras here?
I didn't, man. I never knew the process. I just
Yeah.
never do know the process.
Yeah.
If it came back,
You're probably one of the Avengers next time.
Iron Man with a beard or something.
Double, yeah,
Ron Man.
yeah.